Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about key vault. So key vault are very important for our project to store some certificate, credential, and key. So these are the common term which are needed in the project. So what we can do, we can for the security purpose we can store those certificate, credential, or keys in your key vault and use them from the key vault at your application level and to ensure that your credential, your connection strings and your keys and certificate are confidential. So what we can do, this key vault allow us to create three things. One is certificate. You can create the certificate, store the certificate in your key vault. Secret, you can create the secret and store the secret values into key vault. Also key. So in my project, basically we are using this application that is basically UI, where we need some credential, we need to store some client ID, authority, various other secrets. So we need the key vault, and similarly this function app or APIs or services you can say, where we need some connection strings from the database. Connecting to the database, we using connection string, user ID, password, and rest of other detail of connection string. Also, we using this blob connection string when function app is connecting to the blob, and logic app is also connecting to the database and blob storage. So we need to store those connection string or primary keys into key vault. So this is very important, and this is all about key vault, to stores and how to use as part of introduction. Now I can give you a real example how to create key vault on Azure and how to define secret and other thing. I can give the example of secret. So let us start. Go to Azure. Okay, so here this is my Azure portal. Here you can see this key vault service is there. This is the home page of the Azure portal. Now click on key vault service. Then here you can click on create. Okay. When you click on create, you can see these all option, multiple tabs, and these below option which you need to mention, provide the detail. Subscription is first. If you have multiple subscription, you can select appropriate subscription name. Here I selected, and then resource group, I selected this one. After that you can give the name of key vault. So I would say prefix kb dash education dash poc dash dev. So this is my name which I have given to a keyword. Now you need to mention the location. Location, you can select the cheapest location. I'm in India, so I can select some Indian location. Okay, I can select best India. Okay, standard pricing tiers, I'm selecting standard. Here this is the soft delete option enabled by default. It indicates that accidentally if you removing key vault or deleting the key vault, then it would be available till 90 days. Within the 90 days you can recover it. Okay, so selecting, all right, then next, click on next. Then here it is asking for access configurations. Permission model, two level of permission model where you can define the access security or role based access control. One is Azure role based access control, which is recommended. Other one is vault access policy. So I'm using the recommended first one. And then resource access. Resource access, sometimes if your key vault is being accessed by virtual machine, then you can select that, or it is being accessed by a resource manager template. Okay, or disk encryption for the encryption for the volume encryption for that purpose you can select. But my case is I'm not selecting anything here because I'm using native serverless component, not using these options. So I'm keeping them by default. And then click on next. Here you can see network options. I'm selecting public for all network. You can also create private endpoint. Next, tags. You can mention the tag which will help you to identify for what purpose you use this keyword. I would say product. So product name is, I would say, education, and then service name is, I can say, I'm going to use it for um, function app. Okay, function app or logic app, something you can mention. And then I can mention the environment, env can be anything, dev, ut, production dev, I can say. Okay, so this is all about tags. Then click on next. Here it is giving you option to review your values. I selected subscription name, then group name. This is my keyword name. Okay, then location is West India. I selected standard pricing tier, and soft delete is enabled. This all is set. It's all good for me. I'm happy to proceed. Here I can click on create. So it is initializing the deployment. It means it is creating, and then you can see what it is doing. Basically, it is about to create. So okay, right, it is about to create now. What you can see here, subscription name, all done. Wow, great. So here you can see detail of the keyword which is created just now. So as I mentioned in the document that we create three things. The three objects are here. Keys you can create, secret and certificate. But before creating them, you need to give the access permission. As I selected role-based access control, so I need to give the role, assign the role to this keyword, then it would allow me to create these objects. So here I can go access control, and then I can add here, then I can select keyboard administrator for myself. Okay, I'm selecting. You can also give the contributor role, it's up to you. Okay, so I'm selecting administrator role here. You can select this and click next. Okay, and here it is asking for user. You can add user, group or service principal. However, here I'm going to use add my name only. So I'm selecting user. Here this is my name. I can add it as a administrator on this keyboard. Then click on next, and you can see it is added here. Object ID is created. Then click on review and assign. Okay, so it is assigning the role or adding the role. So it is done. Here you can see refresh, and you can see view access. Then I'm added as a administrator on this keyboard. Okay, now you can start. You can create the secret. So click on secret, close this all, go to overview. Okay, then click on the secret. We want to create secret for some keys, for some values, you can say. So here what I want to do, basically I want to store my client ID. I would say client ID, okay, and I want to store the value of this client ID. However, it is not exact client ID. So click on here, and then I'm keeping all these default value. You can set this activation date or expiration date also. Okay, click create. It is secret has been successfully created. Wow, great. So one secret is created. You can add another one is you would mention the tenant ID. Tenant ID. Okay. Then mention the value of tenant ID and then click on create. So in this way you can create a number of key, and if it's a value, key value, okay, or you can say your secret, these are my secret, okay, yeah. So this is how to create the secrets. Then next would be how to use these secrets in your application. Okay, so in application you can use them in your application. Application can be your function app, it can be your logic app, it can be your UI, where you can use these credentials, or similarly you can define connection strings also. So this is all about brief introduction of key vault and how to create it, how to define the credentials, how to give the access control. So thank you for watching. See you in next video.